Welcome everybody to our first, well, session 0 for our Star Trek Adventures Shackleton Expanse campaign. We have a lovely assemblage of human beings here with us today. Will we be playing human beings later on? We just don't know yet. This is going to be the first one of the many sessions playing through the Shackleton Expanse campaign. But first, we have to make some characters and establish the kind of grounds for our story. So let me start by introducing our lovely players. First, a tabletop RPG streamer, critical Mrs. Channel Runner, and GM of the Star Trek Adventures actual play, The Lost Frontier, Anita. We are playing together.
Yes, I'm so excited.
We are playing together.
I'm doing well. I'm very excited, to bring this character who might be a little touch we'll figure out if this vibes with the rest of the table, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm Anita. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and I'm a
You know, it's normally this is Tom.
Hundreds of sessions together, and that's the best.
It's
thanks.
This is Tom.
Yep. All right.
Thank you very much for that.
Hundreds of sessions together,
It's
and that's the best.
thanks.
No. Hundreds of sessions.
The intro's
Dog in the
gone.
background. No one has a dog.
The intro's
Dog
gone.
in the background. No one has a dog.
We're working on it.
So, Sam, can you remember that intro you just did?
I can, because I've written it down.
Oh, you were Sam, can you remember that intro you just did?
I can, because I've written it down.
Oh, you were Sam, can you remember that intro?
I could hear myself as an echo before.
Might be through the roll 20.
There's just an echo.
Oh.
No, we're coming through on the Twitch. I got the Twitch going.
Yeah. Stand by. Our engineers are working on the problem.
Yeah.
Chief Pay Officer Miles O'Brien is doing his best.
Oh, Miles, I'm getting blamed for this scarf here.
Doing his best.
Chat's
What? Hang
blaming
on.
me for it. I'm getting blamed for this
They know
scarf
you.
here.
They know
Sounds
you.
about right.
What? Chat, can you hear us? If so, I'll just carry on.
They
know you. They know
Sounds
you.
about right.
What? Chat, can you hear us? If so, I'll just carry on. They know you. It's session 0. What would be a session 0 without us flopping the tech, right? Session 0.
Yeah.
What would be a session? You can hear me with an echo. All right. Well, I'm going to carry on going. Next, I'm delighted to say has been able to join us this evening. Well, my time. You can see it's not evening his time. Professional game master for hire, D&D Adventure League author, Star Trek Adventures streamer, and enchanting players of D&D in a castle. We are joined by the GM, Tim. Tim, hello.
Hello. Sorry for the insane noise around me. I am in LAX airport.
Yeah, coming in live from the airport.
Yeah, I'm coming in live from the airport.
That's amazing.
D20 cruise, actually. So it's
phenomenal. Oh my God!
Yeah,
wow.
It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I do gaming around the world and run games on my own at home, and the GM for Lost Voyages Star Trek Adventures. That I stream on my Twitch. So yeah, that's what I do. Hi everyone.
Well, you stay with us as long as you have battery, and I hope that's as long as possible. We'll get a good idea about the concept. Yeah. We'll get some character concepts talked about, or kind of get the little preamble about the campaign and stuff put together for you. But once you drop, we've lost the signal. They've jammed the signal. And then last but not least, variety Twitch streamer, Modiphius illustrator, GM for our Game of Thrones actual play, Blood and Sand, and my good friend, Susanna Grace. Hello, friend.
Hello.
How was that? Was that all right?
It was good. That was very professional.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to do some Trek. I haven't played Trek since a one-shot that was GM'd by V on Encounter Roleplay, where I spent 2 hours getting into Cation makeup before the start of the stream.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll have to remind me what titles from Star Trek your lovely, lovely illustrations are in.
I am in the Klingon core rulebook. I painted the Sword of Kahless, which
It was a
is
beautiful
still
sword. I remember
like
it
I got that
actually.
brief through, and I was like, and I'm also going to be in the upcoming Lower Decks book.
Yeah, sweet. You've also done a bunch on Acton Cthulhu as well recently, haven't you, as well?
Yep, I did a bunch for the Halloween event. And then I did a bunch in Dune as well.
Oh yeah, amazing.
And the upcoming Fallout thingy. Winter of Atom, I got a couple of pieces in there. So I'm everywhere. You can't get rid of me. Like a bad smell.
All right. Well, I wrote all your intros out, and I don't have one for myself. But I am Samantha. I am head of brand here at Modiphius Entertainment and GM for this Star Trek Adventures game. Star Trek Adventures is a game close to my heart because it's this first game that I launched with Modiphius, and we are so pleased that it has stood the test of the last 6-7 years. And it's done really, really well. So I'm really excited to be playing it again because I had a home group. And now I get to inflict all that on you guys. Okay, let's get to it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a kind of preamble about the campaign a little bit. But I also want to mention the fact that we are using the new Roll20 compendium for Star Trek Adventures. So they have the modules just been released. I think it was like last week or the week before. We had First Contact Day. And they released the core rulebook as a module, so we're using all of that. So friends, if you're in the Roll20 and you can see the little information symbol in the top right, you can search that, you can click on stuff, you can find your way around the rulebook. You don't need to ask me about rules advice, although I'll be happily GMing you. And if you just want to tell me, I want to do this, then we'll work out the rule. I can work out the rules for you. But you can reference that and check out all the rules there as well. It might even help you take you through the life path character creation, which is what we're going to be doing today. But first, I want to give you a little bit of info on the campaign, and I have completely forgotten where I put those notes.
So whatever
in the
Roll20 goes, excellent. I'm here for this. That's a fantastic way to start a game. I'm Q, everyone. Hi.
Yeah, basically. So we are going to be playing the Shackleton Expanse, but from the perspective of the station. So I've kind of primed you guys to be thinking about characters that would form either the kind of operations team, the kind of senior officers of the station, as well as possible civilians or other liaison characters. You could be like an ambassador, maybe like a diplomat. You could be a proprietor of a shop. So we got some classic like Quark characters and all that kind of thing as well. So it's not just Starfleet 2. The thing about the Starbase 364, which is where we'll be based, which is otherwise known as Narendra Station, it is a basically like co-owned station with the Klingon Empire as well. So Starfleet and the Klingon Defense Force are both here together as like dual administrators of the station. Both the Klingon fleets here and the 20th Fleet, now under the command of Admiral Hebert, are exploring the Shackleton Expanse, and for the Klingons, I guess, also bolstering one of their borders. As the Shackleton Expanse is a kind of big stretch of space that hasn't really been explored out in the Beta Quadrant, and so this is really you're on the frontier of known space to the Federation and to the Klingons as well. So we've got options for Starfleet characters, Klingon characters, as well as civilian and other kind of professionals that could be on the or around the station. So we are going to be doing life path character creation today, and we're using it's been around for ages, but it's the character creation kind of app that we've got up on the URL that I've linked to you guys. I can throw it up in chat as well, just as a kind of like shout out to the maintenance of this. This has character creation options for every book, more or less. So it's got talents from everything, character species options from everywhere, all of that kind of stuff. So you can go ahead, you can select, if you're on there, characters and starships, and then you can select all from all of the different sources that you want to go through, from crew books to quadrant books to division books. The galaxy is your oyster. And then we're going to be playing in the next generation, obviously, 24th century. So select that as well. And then you want to select main character, because that is who you are all playing. And then we've got the option here, first of all, what kind of character do you want to create? So I want to just go around and ask what kind of, either if you have a concept or whether you just have a choice here about like what kind of character you want to play from Starfleet, Klingon, allied militaries, ambassadors, civilians, stuff like that. Anita, what are you thinking?
So I actually, I was thinking about this briefly. I actually want to play a civilian. I was thinking of playing a merchant. So
Nice.
I would go with the civilian options.
Yeah. Cool.
And, yeah.
Are you thinking merchant as in like a proprietor of a shop? There's a big galleria here, like a promenade on DS9. Or it could be like more trading and stuff like that.
I'm thinking that they're more interested in acquisition of goods, getting things that might be a little bit harder to get for others on the station, because a station this big doesn't work without at least a moderately sized, I don't know, not necessarily black market, but gray market maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. There are massive rumors of a black market on an Ranger station. It's big enough that you can get lost in it a little bit. There are certainly some dark corners that you can do some dodgy dealings in. So yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love that idea. And then Tom, you're next on the overlay, aren't you? I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got the idea. I've got this idea. I've had this idea for a while, for quite some time, since I knew the first inkling of you thinking of doing this. I would like to be Starfleet, and I would like to be an engineer for the station.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll be that.
All right. We're looking for an engineer. Lovely. Heritable Miles O'Brien. And then Tim, what were you thinking?
So I'm honestly kind of up in the open, to be honest. I don't know. It was almost like I'm like, there's too many choices. So I'm
No, is that where you leave us?
That's where he leaves it. No.
No. We knew it
We'll
was
never
gonna
know.
happen.
Oh.
We'll never know.
We couldn't have
never
timed
know.
that better.
No, that was
perfect.
phenomenal.
Was just...
That was incredible.
Oh my days.
Oh,
I'm still in my frame, so I'll play us out, Johnny.
hang on. Let me get down here.
You just stuck to the
I'm Tom now.
I don't know which side I have to go. Is it?
No, wait. It's this way. It's this
No,
way.
it's the
It's
other
this
way.
way.
It's this way. It's this way.
So
I'm
Susie,
Tim.
if you go the other direction, the other
I'm
You're
direction.
Tom
Thomas.
now.
So
If
now
I go this way, I'm Tom. If I go this way, I'm me.
There you go. You can
Hello.
cover both options.
Can I get...
Tom, you're now Tim.
okay, and now
Oh,
Tom will be Tom.
I think April sorted us out now.
yeah, there we
good.
go.
All good.
Tonight, the role of Tim will be played by April's iPhone.
2.
All right, folks, we'll get back on track. We'll get Tim more up to speed, but like he will play cute. Do you know what? I might even use this. And we can. Susie, don't look at me like that. They're just ideas.
See, Anita, this is what happens when you play a game with Sam. Something happens. She gets that look in her eye and she goes, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and she
I'll
reaches
take a note.
behind her. She grabs a little notebook, and then your
Mhm.
demise is written. And you won't find out for 3 seasons what's going to happen to you, but it's in that book.
I'm upset.
It just says your demise. That's literally all it says. Okay. So Susie, you're
Yes.
next.
Yes.
I believe you had an idea already as well.
I did, and completely contrary to everything I play, I'm thinking of playing a Klingon strong girl, who is in ops, because
Oh, what?
what other than to suit my ADHD
What?
than a job that requires you to check on 30 different systems at once?
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, ops, but Klingon. Nice. Were you thinking of going Klingon Defense Force, or were you thinking of some kind of Starfleet situation, officer exchange program?
See, I don't know, because my original concept was she's like half Klingon, right? Like she has one parent who's Federation, one parent who's Klingon. So I think maybe the exchange program is like a good way. Like she's learning her culture through, maybe she's Starfleet, but she's serving on exchange with the Klingon Defense Force, or maybe even Klingon serving with Starfleet. I don't know. Which ones do you see?
I like. We could honestly go either way with it, I think.
I mean, Worf did both.
True.
Yeah. What really appeals to you? Like learning more about the Klingon kind of culture and stuff. I got to admit, I'm gonna have to swat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or kind of being Klingon, but then like seeing Starfleet's side. It's just what appeals to you more, I guess. What's that kind of gut feeling?
I kind of like the idea of exploring her Klingon heritage through serving with Klingons. And then we can sort of like, something we can dig into as we go along, right?
Absolutely,
discovering her culture and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that. Awesome. Okay. So given all our options, then if you create your character, so I guess then Susie, if you pick Klingon Defense Force, hopefully that will allow you to then also pick species.
Okay.
If the app doesn't, then if you just head back, there's a little history button, and you can head back to the different character type, and we can swap that out to Starfleet, and then we've got that little bit more of the regular life path track to follow. So that's what we'll do with that. All right. So next option for you folks should be about either selecting a species, selecting a mixed species. There's even a custom option there as well, or you could roll randomly depending on the quadrant that you're looking at. So alpha or beta. What I also do want to mention though, before you go ahead and either randomly roll, which brave if you do, and I absolutely love that. I've randomly generated characters I played on actual plays before with this. Is I want you to just have a look if you've got it to hand, the Shackleton Expanse campaign book, because there are some unique options to the Shackleton Expanse campaign. Q has released Tim from the Continuum. Hello.
Okay, so it turns out that the LAX airport Wi-Fi has an hour time limit. So I've got another hour before I disappear again.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, we can circle back to you because I want to ask you about obviously the first kind of step of the character creation process and picking which character type you want to go for. And this really is a kind of start, and then you could randomly roll from there. But I think just to kick us off, we at least need to kind of a choice of like Starfleet, Klingon Defense Force, or maybe something that's more adjacent or civilian.
Sorry, is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be either Starfleet or an ambassador for the Federation.
Right, we haven't got an ambassador yet.
Whatever would fit into the game the best, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. An ambassador would be good. I'd have to probably look up more ambassadorial missions from like the mission brief packs and stuff like that. Tom is playing.
I'm thinking I could even be like a Worf style ambassador, like I'm a functional ambassador, not just a pretty to look at ambassador.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I love it. Let's do it. Because then we've got a little bit of variety too. So Anita playing the civilian character, you with an ambassador character, and then we've got Starfleet and a kind of mix of Starfleet Klingon Defense Force officer exchange program in Susie's character. So yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, go for it. Ambassador diplomat type situation, and then we'll see where the differences lie.
Just thinking with the spread, I'll go full on Klingon Defense Force, but I'm like on exchange with Starfleet rather than being Starfleet with Klingons. So then we have like one Starfleet, we've got one Klingon,
yeah.
Just
yeah, sweet.
Cool.
Awesome. That's perfect. Alrighty, so selecting your option there. So yeah, as I was saying, so you can select your species. You can select obviously a mixed species if you're playing that. You can select a custom species, which if I click on it, I imagine is oh, you can just like make your own thing. Okay. But we do have some options from the Shackleton Expanse campaign book that I wanted to make you guys aware of. And actually, I was thinking as well, Anita, as you were saying about your civilian character, there are a few species from the Shackleton Expanse that have obviously kind of like just maybe come aboard the station or are starting to get to know Starfleet, but have like operated in this sector for a while now without the Federation, without the Klingons being a kind of bit like a main presence. And so being a merchant maybe from this sector would be a cool choice. Or you can be one back from the Alpha or Beta quadrants as we know them.
So I was actually thinking of playing a Trill.
Nice. No, that works well. That works very nicely. Are you joined?
Yes.
Or are you not joined? You are joined. Amazing.
I am.
Cool.
I am a joined Trill. And I think that they've actually been operating in Klingon space for quite a while.
Okay.
A couple different lifetimes, in fact.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
The idea is as a business owner, they have 8 lifetimes of business acumen.
My God, that's amazing.
Every time the symbiont changes hands, the business gets a new owner.
I love that. That's so cool. That, like, you know how we got quarks? It could be just their symbiont name as like one bit of the branding or something.
Ekas.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so yeah, no, it looks like what we'll do then for the Shackleton species, I'll get to introduce them in adventures as NPCs as the different species and polities that are out here. So that's going to be really cool. Awesome. Alrighty. All right, so step 1 with species, what it'll prompt you to do is add +1 to each of the listed attributes. Tom, I think because this is how humans are always built, you get a little bit more of a choice about where your attributes go.
Okay.
And then you'll also get access to the talents that are unique to your species as well. You don't have to take one of these species-specific talents. You can take one from any that you currently qualify for. So if there are ones that don't have any kind of like stat level kind of requirements, or if you do meet them already, then you could take those. But the species talents, they're pretty unique. So it's well worth just having a look at those and picking one of those that makes the most sense to you. So again, I just wanted to keep going around just briefly. So Tom, what was your species going to be?
I was going to be a boring human.
Do it. They are everywhere in Starfleet vessels
Well,
and stations and stuff. So you'll be representing.
I'll be representing humanity. God help humanity.
Nice. Alrighty. So take a look at the talent options that you've got there. See where you've got the human ones and see if you want to take one of those, or if you want to take a different talent that you qualify for, take one of those as well. It's completely up to you. Right. Tim, did you have an idea for a species, or you can like randomly roll it or something?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with an Andorian. And I'm kind of like digging the idea that I'm a Federation ambassador to this starbase just in case something happens, but it's really one of those like nobody wants this post. I got this post because probably I did something wrong is what I'm thinking, or it's one of those like just get him out of the way. And it's like, so they put me here to kind of keep me out of the way. So I don't know more than that yet. I'm kind of building as I go, but I'm thinking proud and honorable is probably the talent option I'm going to go with because it just makes sense in this kind of vibe.
I love that.
Yeah. Now, so Federation ambassador and Orient Federation ambassador.
Now, I don't know if I'm making this up or not, or it's just because it's a piece of artwork I remember commissioning, but I think the Andorians and the Klingons have a bit of a thing, like a bit of a kind of rivalry type thing. I only remember this because
I know Vulcans, but I'm not sure about Andorians and Klingons.
I mean, the Andorians have a thing with anybody.
That's true. Yeah, they're quite militaristic.
They're the antagonists of the Federation.
Yeah. I only remember because, and now we have to make it a B plot, obviously, we commissioned a piece of art for the Beta Quadrant book, which was Klingons and Andorians having a hockey match, an ice hockey match.
I remember that piece of art. So good.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a thread in there, I think. You muted, I think, Tim.
That art is amazing, especially, being Canadian. That one was like, oh, nicely touched. That is good.
Now, I wasn't going to mention it yet, but what I asked my players to do with one of their talents towards the end, or maybe at some point during their character creation process, is I always ask one talent is a hobby, because you see so much of that in Star Trek. So maybe a sport, maybe a pastime, like something more active, is a good choice for that. Particularly if you want to be an ambassador that's there more for to get things done. It's more of a Worf-like ambassador than the kind of walking, talking, looking pretty type ambassador, like you were saying. Let's put it out of the way. Love that. Susie, so you playing a split species? You playing dual species? Yeah.
Be Klingon human. I mentioned she's got a Klingon mum and a human dad. And there's a bit of comedy in that because the dad just looks like the dweebiest dude ever and is like, how did this dude pull this Klingon warrior woman? You know what I mean? It's got this image of this guy desperately trying to read poetry while this woman's kicking the crap out of him,
Or learning some Klingon opera.
Yeah. It's great.
Amazing.
So under my thingy, it says species options, allow cross-species talents, GM's decision, or allow esoteric talents, GM's decision.
Yeah, let's do both of those.
Okay.
Sure.
And it's funny you should mention the ice hockey art, Sam, because I remember way back when we talked about this, and I gave you my rough concept of a character, and you brought up the hobby thing. I have very recently gotten very into hockey, and I was like, do you know what would be really good if my character played hockey? So there you go.
Perfect. So when a focus comes up, you can pop that in. Brilliant. How are we all getting on with talents? All picked? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So next up, we go to the characters' environments. This is basically like their home world. This is where were they raised, and obviously what kind of impact did that have on their upbringing as they started off in life. So you can obviously choose this as well if you would like to, but you can randomly roll it as well. So let me select something for this so that I've got some. I can take you through it, or I can do it from the rule book. That's fine. So we've got a homeworld as an option. So you can be from your species' homeworld. You've got a busy colony. You've got an isolated colony, a frontier colony, which is even quieter, I presume. And then option 5 is actually starship or starbase. So this could be kind of like a second home for you in a way. Or number 6 is another species world. So you could, like I said, randomly roll this, or you could pick one from the list. Each of these will give you a value, which we can work on together to come up with a value. This will also give you some attribute increases and some discipline increases. If we can't come up with a value as well, we can always skip it. We can add that in later on down the line. So Anita.
I think I'm going to go another species world, Klingon.
Okay, cool.
Nice, because if they've been operating in Klingon space for quite some time, then it stands to reason that they might see that as their home, not necessarily that is their home.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
So I'm going to add presence as my attribute.
Nice. Very nice. So you'd be from Kronos then. Wow. Nice.
I just remember that there's this one like sort of throwaway scene in Discovery where they're on Kronos, and you see a Trill walking around in the background, and I'm like, that's my character.
100%. That's so interesting. Awesome. All right, and then Tom.
Yes, my character, I'm gonna select Starbase or Starship.
Okay.
My character would have been primarily on a starship, grown up on a starship.
Yeah.
With the attributes, I've decided to do control, just add one in control for that, and discipline into engineering. I've also got my value, if you want to know about that. My value is anything can be fixed. So, yeah.
Nice. People as well as spaceships, presumably.
Yeah, mainly spaceships.
Mainly spaceships. Okay. Mainly actual tactile things. Anita, did you have an idea for a value?
Absolutely. We protect ourselves. No one else can be trusted.
Wow. Okay. That's juicy. Okay, we're going to be getting into that later on. All right, cool.
It was
Tim.
either that or keep your eyes and ears open.
Okay. That's also a really good one. Maybe pocket that for later.
Okay.
Tim, what were you thinking of for a homeworld? Oh, okay, there's a lot going on. I'll come back to you in a second then. Susie, where were you actually from then?
I'm thinking Kronos. I think that there was like some sort of like Federation thing, and that's how our parents met, but she grew up on Kronos.
Nice.
And then she, enrolled and did her thingy there.
Right. So what Klingon value did Kronos instill in you then? Today's a good day to die. Do it.
Death before dishonor.
Death before dishonor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juicy. That's what we're about. Tim, how's it now for you? Good. Nice. What were you thinking in terms of homeworld?
I'm good to go. So I don't know what I want to do for my environment, so I'm actually going to click on the roll environment right now.
Do it.
So here we go. Roll environment. Ooh, we got homeworld.
Okay.
All right.
So
homeworld from Andoria. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so I like the ice. This is so not me. It's the exact opposite of everything that I need. So that's okay. I'm gonna go with daring for my attributes, and I'm gonna go with science, my discipline. And my value is, oh my god, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Value is hates the snow.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I hate the snow. Done. That's absolutely that's a thing. It's happened. It's done. It's a thing. A non-winter Andorian. I despise winter. Yeah, done.
I love it so much. Left at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah, I cannot wait to join the Federation. That's it. The Federation Peace Corps was the fastest way out. Starfleet took too long, but the Peace Corps was like, oh yeah, we'll take anybody.
Oh my god, done. I'm gonna write that Federation Peace Corps there. So yeah, so keep that in mind with your upbringing as well, because that's the next one we're going to be coming to. Federation Peace Corps, love it. Yeah, the next one is our upbringing. So this is about how you were brought up, possibly by your parents, your caregivers, by your society as well. And you have a really cool option at this stage of character life path creation. You get to accept whether you accepted this upbringing, whether you took to it, and whether you thought it was good, or you can rebel against it. So you didn't take to it, you were kind of like rebelling against your guardians, and that kind of shaped the rest of your life. So we have some options that you can randomly roll, or there are these 6. So the first one we have is Starfleet. So you could literally, for example, Tom, you could come from a Starfleet family, and we see loads of examples of those where there's kind of a lot of pressure on people as kind of generations of people go through Starfleet Academy and onto careers. We've got business or trade. Anita, obviously, good option for you there, obvious pick. We have agricultural or rural. So, if you're on like a frontier world or something like that, that would probably be a sound option. We've also got science and technology. So your upbringing could be, focused around learning sciences, very academic side of things, that kind of thing. Or you could have an artistic and creative upbringing where, maybe your parents were artists or art had a big impact on your life. Or you could also have diplomacy and politics as well. I can imagine, maybe not necessarily for you, Tim, but like, a young diplomat, going around with their parents who are also diplomats, and that becoming something that they either rebel against or they actually take on as well, and they kind of, carry on their kind of family's vocation. Anita, are you going to go for business and trade to start with as like upbringing?
Yes, it's a little on the nose, but I think it's definitely in line with the character. And I'm choosing well-informed as my talent for that.
Nice, yeah.
Which it does give the GM threat, but it's the sauce. I like it. I'm a fan of it.
I like the threat. Threat of the fun points.
And then for my focus, I think I'm going with economics.
Nice. Should we I don't know, should we Star Trekify up a little, like exoeconomics or like xenoeconomics, interplanetary economics?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Give it some thought. Yeah, Trekify. Give it some thought. I can add something to it, maybe a little bit of flavor. So you'll get talent, discipline and focus, and some attribute points as well.
How about interplanetary trade negotiations?
Yes. Perfect. Perfect for the game as well. What discipline are you increasing from that? That would be
I'm actually going to choose just put a point in engineering personally.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. And attributes, you picked daring, because that's right, isn't it? Oh, daring by 1 and presence by 2.
Yes.
Nice.
So my presence is currently at 11.
It's good already. Wow. Beautiful. Where was the stuff about rebelling or?
I think it was at the top when you chose. You can choose to accept or rebel. I chose to accept.
Oh, nice. Cool. Oh, yeah. There we go. So it's about the attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lovely. And so Tom.
Hi. Sam, could you, do me a favor. Could you just give me a very brief overview of what each attribute does? Like what?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. No, I should have done. So sorry. So if I jump somewhere to a character sheet, so I've got them listed at least. Your 6 attributes: control, daring, fitness, insight, presence, and reason. Reflect obviously different parts of your character, but they also have a little bit of the kind of intention behind a task as well, rather than just the actual literal physical aspects of your character. So control is about obviously kind of fine motor skills, it's about controlling your body, but it's also maybe, staying calm under pressure, or in a methodical way, exploring your own thoughts, or something like that. So that is where your own control comes into play. Daring is obviously quick thinking, punching Gorn captains and generally going around doing Kirk type things.
Yeah.
So, daring is obviously involved a lot in combat and stuff like that. So that's where daring would come into play. Fitness is your physical prowess, your fitness. And again, that comes into how much stress you can take. as a character, basically, your health. I'm trying to think of any other kind of cool examples. Like endurance, like longevity, being able to kind of stand up to physical strain and stuff like that. Insight is about, learning knowledge and studying things, as well as trying to kind of gain some insight from other people and their emotions, as well as your own reflection as well. Presence is kind of like your charisma, but it's also about your kind of I guess your kind of psychological steadfastness and your strength, as well as your kind of like persona as well, and kind of like how robust that is, and how kind of well-rounded in yourself you are as well. And then reason is about academic study, again, problem solving, and all that kind of thing as well. So most, when you're kind of studying things with computers, when you're looking for logical leaps in scientific research, all of that kind of stuff comes under reason as well. And then the disciplines that you have, they reflect the Starfleet departments as we know them. So there's command, which is all about obviously kind of commanding people, and the kind of also, your knowledge of the kind of chain of command and stuff like that, protocol, process, and that kind of thing. Con as well is a little bit of those kind of process and procedure type things, whether it's Starfleet, whether it's other different polities and organizations that but it's also about piloting, navigation, all those kind of things. Security is obviously going to be about security, but it also could be about investigation. It could also be about kind of like, solving crimes, that kind of thing, that kind of sphere of things. Engineering, fixing stuff, inventing new things, all those things that we love seeing, Miles do and stuff like that. Science is obviously about the study of the, physical world, but you could also go into like theoretical things as well, different dimensions, all that kind of, crazy time travel stuff, all that crazy Star Trek stuff. And then medicine is all about your medicine, biology, healing people. But, it could also apply to like your, anthropological studies and all of that kind of thing, where predominantly biology is the kind of focus. And then your focuses are like specialties within those disciplines that aren't tied to a single one, but it is a kind of topic of applied skill or knowledge that you are particularly focused in. So, for security, it could be hand phasers, but it could also be hand-to-hand combat. It could be bat'leth combat, or it could be mechleth combat if you've got a specialized weapon. Science could be like anthropology, but it could also be quantum physics. And as I said, the focuses aren't tied to a specific discipline. And so they're free for you to form in your own words, but it's like that one specialist bit of knowledge or skill that you have in a particular field that like complements the stats.
Got it. Right. Thank you for that. It makes this whole thing a lot kind of like have an idea on.
I should have started with that, shouldn't I? Thank you, Tom.
That's all right. It's my first time.
So what are you
playing? So...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So for myself, cool. I chose my upbringing as business or trade.
Nice, cool, okay. And did you accept or did you rebel against that?
Oh, I rebelled.
Oh no!
So
what happened?
So I feel like my character was brought up on a freighter. The parents were traders or merchants that would just travel over and over, whether it's a cargo freighter or something like that. And I like to think that my character didn't have too much in the sense of interest in the actual mercantile trade of it, like trading of goods and everything. But he loved the ships, all the different types of ships that he saw, the engines, all the systems. And I think that's where he kind of like just fell in love with all that. So while they were trying to teach or, do deals, he was in the bowels of the ship, kind of just fiddling around with things here and there, checking the engine and stuff like that. So in the sense of a rebel, it's more that he didn't take to the whole trade aspect of it. He had a much more engineering interest in the whole business or trade in his upbringing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you will get +2 to your insight and +1 to your reason. And then your character's experiences with your family business allows you to increase one of either command, engineering, or science. So I'm guessing you're going to go with engineering.
He's going to go engineering, yep.
And then your focus should relate to the nature of the family's business, covering skills valuable during trade. So we could have stuff like finances, geology, manufacturing, negotiations, surveying, but maybe there's something about being in the bowels of the ship that kind of lean in towards more of that.
Yeah, one of my focuses I like to think is maybe the specific type of ship of freighter, because he's been in one for so long that all different types of freighter ships that aren't military or anything, just civilian big freighter cargo vessels and stuff.
Yeah.
He has an affinity towards them. He knows what makes them tick. And being on a station that is quite, I thought that would be quite fitting.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could literally just have a focus in freighters. And that could apply to a lot of different roles, depending on what you are trying to do. Nice.
Okay.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you. And Tim, what were you thinking in terms of upbringing?
Okay, we're going to roll. Here we go. Diplomacy and politics. And apparently I accepted. I've got a +2 to presence and a +1 to control. And we're going to go with command this time, because why not?
Nice.
And for my talent, pick automatically. So what are we going to do? How about we go with... thank you, TSA. We're going to go with constantly watching, because that sounds like just random, totally random. When you attempt a task to detect danger or hidden enemies, reduce the difficulty by 1. I'm a paranoid MF. That's what I am. Yeah, I always think that there's danger around every corner, because, I mean, look at where I am. Look at where I am. Of course there's danger everywhere.
I love that.
I mean, when you grow up in Andor, you've got to worry about all those damn snow beasts, right? They're just, God, everywhere. Snow snakes, they'll get you every time. Every time. For focus, I think let's go with, you know what? I'm going to go actually kind of basic. I'm going to go Starfleet protocol. We'll go Federation law, just to kind of like make it nice and kind of smooth, so I actually have a functional.
1 second, chums. My Bluetooth just disappeared. The speaker again. Someone say something for me?
Something for you.
Hello, thank you. It's all tech issues today. How lovely. Sorry, Tim, I didn't get any of that, but I'm sure we appreciated what you were saying. And if we need to catch up, then just let me know. I'm so sorry.
Sam, I switched out engineering for science. I figured that might make a little bit more sense.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Sorry. Tim, what were you kind of saying?
Diplomacy background, accepted it, hate the snow still, took daring, the look behind every corner thing, and my focus is going to be Federation law.
Nice, Federation law. Okay. And Susie?
Okay, so I rolled because Klingon have a caste system, and I got landed in the warrior caste, but I thought no, because I always play fighty punch girls, so came up with an idea on the fly. We've gone agriculture. And her parents run a targ farm on Kronos.
Yes!
So she grew up, and I like to imagine that she has like an absolute buttload of brothers. I think she's the youngest of like 6 children that live on a targ farm. So that's why she's so good at multitasking, because you have to be. So she accepts her upbringing because it's all she's ever known. So she gets a fitness +2 and a control +1. Her discipline that I've used for this, I've chosen medicine, because living on a targ farm and having a load of brothers, you're going to get beat up. So she knows how to patch herself and other people up, fix a bloody nose. Her focus...
you have to take care of the targs too.
Exactly. And, they got all those little tusks and things. It's a nightmare. So to that, her focus is endurance. because it's a long day working on the Targ farm, and you got to get up at the crack of dawn. You go to bed late at night. So that's
I
how
love
I
that
bring it
so
back.
much.
I love everything about this.
Little Targs.
Yes, little baby Targs.
So, in my reading to like swap for this campaign, in the campaign guide, in the lower levels of the station exist more of like the Klingon training areas and like fighting pits and stuff, and the Federation basically never go down there. But there are also Targ farms down in like the depths of the station. So I think we're gonna visit them at some point.
I think that's where I'll be a lot of the time.
Oh, that's so cute. All right. So yeah, you gave me all the things, and that you picked your talent as well.
Yes, endurance.
Oh, okay. The talent was endurance. Nice.
Yeah.
Was that your focus?
Oh, sorry, that was my focus.
You get to pick a talent as well.
Hang on.
That's all right. You don't have to let me know. You can just pick it. We'll move on.
Well,
to
I
the
only
next.
have one talent available to me on this thing, and
Oh.
it's having it's called Bracklul, and it's all the various physical redundancies in Klingon
Yeah.
bodies. So I've got like I get 2 resistance against all non-lethal attacks. And whenever a Klingon is a target of a first aid task, reduce the difficulty of that task by 1.
You have just taken 1 in medicine as well, so that's that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's perfect too. Like you've got brothers that have like missing a lung or 2, but they've got 1 spare.
Yeah.
And like all that kind of Klingon stuff. Love it. Okie dokie. Next step. All right, we're branching off a little bit. Anita, stand by for the player's guide section, because you'll need that bit as opposed to the Starfleet Academy bit. But yeah, the next bit is like Starfleet Academy or Starfleet Academy adjacent type thing where you went for your studies, I guess. So I need to swap up here on what the player's guide says about each of these things. So if it's a civilian character, instead of Starfleet Academy, Anissa, we're going to go through this. So you're gonna where are we? Gain a single value, which should, or actually, let me just check my notes because I do a little homebrew thing here. No, that's fine. Yeah. So you're kind of like quote unquote academy days, but in your like mercantile thing. I mean, maybe this could even be the Trill. They have an academy, don't they, for people who are going to be joined?
There is. I'm blanking on what it is called, but I think it is something similar to like the academy. Because Jadzia got a symbiosis commission. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So it would be like the experience that the symbiote had and I had with the symbiosis commission. Well, one of them had with the symbiosis commission.
Yeah, nice. What options does the character creator there give you? Because I think the options I've got here for player's guide give me a kind of an outline.
It gives me freight and transport, law enforcement, physician, politician or bureaucrat, scientific or technical expert, or trader or merchant.
Oh, nice. So, I think you could definitely pick trader or merchant if you wanted as well. But also scientific or technical expert also gives maybe a little bit of that. Like that's what the Symbiote Commission kind of does too. Like they super train their people, right?
I think that might be what I'm going to go for is scientific or technical expert.
Nice. Yeah. Because they give you all that kind of like specialized knowledge, specialized learning and teaching so that you can carry on the symbiont to the best of your ability and all that kind of thing. Awesome. So you're going to gain a single value for being at the Symbiote Commission, which should reflect your beliefs developed during your studies there. We can come back to that if you're a little bit stuck immediately, or unless you have an idea.
So I kind of have an idea, but that might come a little later once I get to the life events section of this. But I think I might choose the value 8 lifetimes of business acumen.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, do pick that value now, because one of the homebrew things that I do is I actually ask for people's values after each career event rather than at their career length position and then after the finishing touches thing, because I find that it often actually kind of gives you cooler ideas. Like if something happens to you in your career, then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, this is the value I'm going to learn from that event. So that's what I tend to do. I tend to tweak that from character creation a little bit.
I like to do that too.
Yeah. So you've got some attributes as well. You gain 3 points, which can be divided amongst 2 or 3 attributes. So you either add like +2 and +1, or +1 to 3 different ones.
I'm going to throw 2 into insight.
Nice.
To be better at reading people and situations. And then I'm going to throw a point in engineering. Cool. And then for my disciplines, we're going to go command and security. Got to take care of myself.
Nice. All right.
And then I also get 3 focuses that I have to pick through.
Yeah. I'll let you pick through those.
Sounds good.
No worries. So yeah, 3 different focuses. And you can select a single talent as well, chosen freely. Perfect. All right, Tom, over to Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
Did they just put you straight into the operations track, or are you going to roll?
You know what? Should I roll it just for a laugh? Let's roll.
Yeah?
Yeah, go on. Why not? Roll. They put me into sciences.
Well, clearly they thought you knew a lot about engines rather than had a practical knowledge and work on them. All right. So let's come back to value. So you gain 3 points, which can be split between 2 or 3 different attributes. So what are you thinking of putting stuff into?
Thinking maybe control. Oh, you can put multiple ones in. Okay, sorry, I thought it was one. I can.
Yeah, so you've basically got 3 points to spread across 3 different attributes. So you could either do like a +2 and a +1, or 3 +1s.
I think I might put 1 in control, and just to do something a little different, 2 into daring.
Daring engineer.
Yeah, yeah. Why not?
Beautiful. And then you select either science or medicine as the character's major, and you get 2 points into that discipline.
I think I'll probably go science. I think that would have appealed more to him, like the theory behind engineering and why certain things work the way they do.
Yeah.
So I think science would be a good one there. And the other discipline I would probably do he's going to take engineering as another discipline.
Yep.
But also the con, I think, as well. I think he likes the idea of flying,
piloting and stuff
as well. Yeah.
That's perfect. And then you can select 3 focuses from your chosen track. So the kind of science focuses include stuff like anthropology, astrophysics. What else might be a good applicable one for you as well? Warp field dynamics. I'm always a fan of warp field dynamics.
I was thinking like he would like the idea of the science behind ships and what makes them go. So warp field dynamics might be a lot of fun there.
Nice. Cool. And because you were in the science track rather than the engineering track, what kind of value do you think the science division instilled in you in Starfleet Academy?
This is going to be a little kind of counterintuitive to the sciences, but like sometimes your gut can break science, it can break the laws of physics.
That
something
sounds genuinely
shouldn't happen, but it does, because you just go with your gut and it just happens. You know,
you could. That's literally a value phrase. Like,
oh,
go with your gut. Or I actually really love what you said. Your gut can sometimes break physics.
yeah. That's not because I ate a dodgy thing.
Just got really bad IBS.
Yeah, I got real bad IBS. And I think so. I get 3 focuses I have to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll leave you with those.
Okay.
Have a little look at. But I love the value. Okay, Tim. Unless we've lost Tim.
No.
There we go. That wasn't the hour, was it?
That might be the power.
It might have been.
That might
have been the
That might have
power.
been power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right then. Let's crack on. And we will be joined momentarily again by
Wait.
No. He's
Oh.
back.
Huh?
Here he is. Yay. Amazing. All right. I'll come back to you then. So Tim. So if you've got ambassador, let me check what options we
I went with university alumni. I figured it was the easiest way to just build a character who's Starfleet but not Starfleet, and then we'll just drop the rank, or even I have rank, but I joined the ambassador for it. I figured that part. That way we can still use the character creator, and I don't have to worry about points like that.
Perfect.
So I went with.
Yeah, what do you go with?
I went with the brain ones, so I gave +1 in reason, presence, and insight.
Nice, very nice.
And
then disciplines.
Disciplines, they do it automatically, so it's a 2 to science, 1 to engineering, 1 to command.
Nice.
My focuses, I will do. I think I'm gonna do like. Let's do like. Oh yeah, because it's totally useless. I've done philosophy. I thought it was a bird course. You just fly right through, but it was not. And then I'm gonna go with. How about Sino relations?
Yeah. Very nice.
Relations and oh yeah.
I can leave you with your focuses to add in as well. But any talents jumping out at you, or did it select one for you?
No, it didn't select one. Anyone have any suggestions? I'm open.
I haven't looked at the talents in ages. The command book's got some good diplomatic talents.
I'm kind of vibing with mean right hook.
Oh sure, yeah, but this is the concept,
I've got
right?
a fitness of 7, so it's like totally useless. But it's like the idea that it's a mean right hook, I kind of feel like that could be a lot of fun and stupid.
We can build it up. I believe in you.
You know what? Crisis management, I think is the one. I like that.
I like that. Crisis management, very nice.
We're gonna go with that one.
You're the ambassador they send in when there's a real problem, and it's happening now.
That's what they tell me.
I love it. All right. Next step is your career. So this is choosing whether you are a young officer, an experienced officer, or you are a veteran officer. And as I said before, I'm going to homebrew this slightly, whereby you're not going to do a value just yet. You're going to just pick the talent that's available to you as well. And what I would love to do as well is also ask you, whilst you're looking at this, is how long then have you been on the station? Because for a little bit of context, the station were kind of started construction in the 2350s, and then has only actually finally been finished in 2369. And then we are actually going to be playing in 2371. So you could be a new assignee to the station. You could have been here maybe a couple of years, getting used to the place, or you could have even been like Tom, for example. You could have come on like as it was being constructed. So you're actually maybe a team that has been here before, or has even been here for a few years now, actually kind of getting the station operational. And I think that will tie into like how long career you've had as well. So, Anita, what kind of well, what have we got here for civilian characters as well? Is there a different
It still
thing?
says young, experienced, and veteran.
Okay,
On the
nice.
character builder. So I think I'm just going to go with experienced for an extra talent.
Absolutely. So you're going to receive the veteran talent, which
Oh no, I
gives
said
you
experience.
oh, experienced. Oh yeah, so you've
Yeah.
got a talent you can choose freely as well. Did you pick it already?
I have not yet.
All right.
I was
No worries.
thinking potentially Dauntless.
Ooh. I remember that vaguely.
Which allows me a bonus d20 if I'm being intimidated or threatened.
Oh, I like that for the character as well. Like if someone's trying to like hard sell you something in like a mean way, that could work really well.
And the value that I've chosen is keep your eyes and ears open.
Oh, okay, cool. Tom.
I would love to continue, but there's one thing you missed out. It was Susie.
What's that? Oh, is that why you're all laughing?
Oh, wait for about Susie.
Yeah.
I'm just sign the
Right,
corner.
Susie.
It just sat in
Right.
that
What did
corner,
you do in
forgotten.
Starfleet? Come on.
I didn't go to Starfleet. I
No,
joined the Klingon
fine.
Defense Force as an enlisted warrior. I figure as a girl from a farm, she doesn't have much shot at being an officer, so she went in enlisted. So I upped control, insight, and presence because she learned how to get a war face on.
Nice.
Her major is con.
Yeah. Okay.
Other disciplines include engineering and security. Her talent is multitasking.
Perfect.
And her value is part of the machine. So she's part of the Empire's machine. You know, she just finds a role, she slots in, and she does her job.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get behind that. I'm sorry, I missed you out.
It's okay.
Where did I get to then with that? Tom?
Me. Yes.
Yeah, your career length.
My career length. I like the idea of my character being quite young and inexperienced, kind of new, kind of bright-eyed, innocent to the whole world kind of thing. So I would like to do a young officer.
All right. It's Julian Bashir stepping on his first feet on DS9 time.
Real frontier engineering.
Yes. So it gives me the talent of untapped potential.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something about momentum, I think. Yeah, you can receive some bonus momentum if you've bought any additional dice. So bonus momentum is momentum that allows you to like boost your success, but you can't keep it, you can't save it. So it's for you to just like go the extra mile, basically, when you get the chance. But you are either an ensign or a lieutenant junior grade.
That's good.
Little young'un.
Still trying. It says that I have to have a value that reflects my inexperience and naivety.
Is there a thing that lets you do like skip over that just now?
I can, yeah. I can.
Because I tend to do them in the career events because that tends to like inspire you to like come up with a new value.
Got ya. No problem.
If you want to phrase them now though, like Anita, you did, then I'm cool with that as well. We'll just see how we go. All good.
Okay. We do still get one additional value through the character creation, and I think
we do. Yeah. So we've still got one that we can use for the character events. So Tim, what options is it giving you for the ambassador stuff? That's all right. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay.
Making good time though.
We're gonna go with I think I'm the same, not quite as new as Tom's character, but I think I'm kind of like gonna play the naive, not naive, just like young, fresh off the boat, um, first station. You know, this was my 12th pick, and it was there first for me. So I think that's the vibe we're going with. So
Nice.
Young, untapped potential, and then I'll come up with a value for it. I think that's it. I was their 12th. This was my 12th pick. Yeah, that's actually my value for this.
This was my 12th pick.
This was my 12th pick. Yeah, as in like this station posting was my 12th pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of a class of 12, or even 13, like maybe there was one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to go with there. Yeah, great. Thanks.
You're welcome. And then Susie.
I've gone with experienced warrior. So she's sort of in the midpoint. You know, she's not a newbie. She's got a couple of years of service under her belt. I gotta pick a talent, and I'm just looking through them now.
There's so many.
There's so many. I think we're gonna go warrior's spirit. So she's got that,
another Klingon one,
I think, right? Yeah. She's got a couple of years of that sort of like warrior mindset going on.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now we are on to one of the funnest parts that I'm gonna ask politely for you all to randomly generate for me, which are the career events. And we have this big old career events table. It turns out that however many times I've done this, 1 in 10 Starfleet officers suffer a transporter accident at some point in their careers. If you've been missold transporter technology, then you should get hold of your Federation representative. You could be entitled to compensation. Gold press
100%
platinum.
ad on the station. 100%.
It is. No, it definitely is.
And it's sponsored by X.
Right. Let's do one each and go around, and then we'll go around again for a second time. If you've got any values left that you can phrase, I'd love one of them to be to one of these events. If you've got a cool idea for them based off of what happens to you. Anita, first of all, I want to know what happens to you in your early career.
Let's roll. Recruited to Starfleet intelligence.
That's super cool. Which number is that?
Which number is
that?
Doesn't
say, does it?
Doesn't say, no.
It doesn't say. That's okay. I will find it.
It gives me a +1 to daring and a +1 to security, and it gives me an additional focus.
Nice. I don't think this is in the core rule book. I think this is in another one. All right.
Did it not? I can try it again. Do you want me to try it again?
No, that's great. If it gives you things, I'm keep getting more up to date with what we've put in all the supplements. That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think just for fun, let's do counterintelligence as my focus.
Yeah. Counter espionage. Love it. All right. If value from that comes to mind for your last value, then by all means. But we can do the second event as well if you don't have something tied to that yet.
I think the keep your eyes and ears open might be tied to that
quite
as well.
Close to it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then we'll roll for the last one. Discovers an artifact
that you promptly sell, I imagine.
Probably.
Discovers an artifact.
Yeah, more likely. Let's what's a good focus for this? It gives me an extra in engineering. It gives me an extra in reason. Let's do reverse engineering. Because
nice.
like what good what good is me having this ancient piece of technology if I don't know how to exploit it?
Right, exactly. Replicate it,
And sell it.
produce a whole line of these funky toys.
Absolutely.
Now I'm just remembering that TNG episode where they like play the game through the VR things.
Yeah.
And everyone gets addicted to it. That was a clanger. Awesome. So those were your two events. Okay, so Tom, we'll go to you. Get your two events. Are you ready?
All right, here we go. Let's hope it's let's see. Ship destroyed.
The ship you were on, one of your first commissions, was destroyed. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right. So we got some queries. What was the ship's mission? Was it something routine that went horribly wrong, or was it something that's really perilous? And what destroyed the ship?
Okay. I like the idea that it was maybe like a storm or something. We were studying something and it was miscalculated on how strong it was, or it came out of nowhere. And essentially, the ship got hit multiple times, nothing would work, and we had to abandon ship. And I like the idea that it was my first ship. It's like first time out in a starship, which may have contributed to him wanting to go on a station. Who knows? And everything that could go wrong went wrong. None of the procedures worked like what they taught you in Starfleet Academy, or anything, like if in this situation you do this, well, you can't because X happened and Y, and everything that by the book seemed to it just didn't work. So it was all by gut instinct and just experience of the older officers and the people that I like to think that no one died. Everyone got off the ship fine. It was just the ship was just completely disabled, just like inoperable, and later was just consumed by the storm and destroyed.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the idea of my value being like they don't teach you that in Starfleet Academy, something like that.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines, like that it just wasn't. You can't teach something like that. And a focus.
You've got examples like extravehicular operations, so that's like spacewalking and stuff.
Oh right.
Like
I already
floating
have
around
that
in EV suits.
down for one. What about? Is it kind of like something along the lines of calm under pressure or something? Is composure or something like what?
Composure is absolutely a focus, yeah.
I think in that sense, I would imagine that he was probably in either engineering or something, and he was trying to assist and getting the thing back up, and all this was going off, and the engineering department had to keep calm. And I think there he learned composure under duress, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. Nice. I want you to come up with and make a note of the ship that got blown up.
Okay, I'll have to.
So we've got a little bit of
make a note. Yeah,
and tie something to that.
Yep.
Brilliant. Yeah, and you've got your attributes and disciplines figured out there as well.
So with the attributes, it gave me a +1 in daring, and in my disciplines, a +1 in security. Surprisingly.
Yeah. Maybe you had to break out of some sections of the ship or something. Yeah.
Had to phase in my way through a bulkhead or something.
We're a bulkhead.
Okay, so second
Number
event.
two.
Number two, it's going to be a transporter accident. You watch.
Please.
Called out a superior.
Maybe something was going down in a similar fashion and you were like, we're about to get destroyed.
Yes.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, that would be kind of like from the previous ship, remembering what happened, somewhat similar, and called out, like, maybe it was the chief engineer, or I was on the bridge doing a bit at the con or something. You know what? I'll do a bit like, because my discipline is a plus in con. I'd like to think that I was on the con at this moment, and maybe another storm came in or something along that lines, which was very similar, and the captain ordered to go straight in, and then I kind of turned and went, no. And piloted the ship to avoid it, saying that this might be a bit better of a way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And my focus, helm. Can helm
helm operations.
Helm operations.
How do you feel about the idea that you got transferred here because the captain didn't now want you on that ship?
Yes, I like that. Yes.
Okay.
I like that. That he didn't like being called out, or they didn't like being called out. And that I was right, and it kind of tilted the kind of discipline kind of thing. And I got transferred immediately, which I think my character would be only too thrilled with, because 2 ships he's been on been in a situation, and he's like, I've had enough of flying. Now something stationary will be great for me. So leaped at the chance of a starbase.
Awesome. Okay, Tim, your turn.
Okay, here we go. First one, negotiate a treaty.
Perfect. Sometimes the dice just know.
Right. So the focus is going to be, you know what? I don't have diplomacy, so let's do. Oh no, let's do negotiation.
Yeah. Cool.
Because it just fits.
Gives you +1 to control, +1 to command.
Yes, it does. All right.
What was the treaty?
Oh, the treaty. Oh, you know what? Let's kind of keep it focused here and give me an NPC that we can play with. So it was the negotiation on how the usage of the station is going to be designed.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll have like a Klingon counterpart, and we came up with the great idea of a joint structure. Which the command either loves or hates, depending on how it is. But the 2 of us are pleased it's fun.
Yeah.
And the second one is. I got ship destroyed too. Do I keep it or do I reroll that one?
Let's reroll it.
Sorry, Tom. Not the same ship. Special commendation. During a crisis, the character saved the lives of several colleagues, helping them to safety. I mean, I do. What did I take? I think that security one takes control, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess this
that's great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my fitness is not 7 anymore. It's 8. That's nice.
Nice.
And how about my next one? Let's do security.
Yep.
Why not? And then the focus in this one is going to be. Oh God, I don't know. Boxing.
Boxing, yeah.
Because I had to fight somebody hand to hand.
All right.
I've never had a commendation for having to be a security guy for a diplomat. So let's say that it's not even a real fight. I just am known to be the guy that hits with his fists. Really, I tripped. Nobody saw me actually fall. But in the collapse, I took out the dude that was coming after everybody. So I saved them, and I never ever owned up to it. Because why would you? Then I got 2 attributes and 2 disciplines and value, so I'll fire those out. So reason site.
Yeah, if you have some values that are kind of inspired off of those, just jot them down. I'll have the couple of values there for you.
Okay.
Susie, your turn.
All right, let's bam. Challenge the superior.
Did you fight for the next rank up?
I think so, yeah. I
And then
think
got it.
she's had a couple of years being just an unlisted grunt, and she's like, nah, I gotta move up. And so she challenges her superior in a duel, which obviously that's how you do it in Klingon society. Won. But I don't think it made it popular. I think that superior was kind of popular, and like well liked. And I think me dethroning him or her or them made my character a little bit unpopular. So my focus, man, I don't know.
Dagger fighting.
Dagger fighting? I'll put dagger fighting
Yeah.
down. Yeah, let's do it. Dagger fighting. Okay. Bam. Second career event. Death of a friend.
Oh.
Oh.
A lot of death in the Klingon career events.
Your character has got some serious trauma. I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sending hugs.
This is before it even started. This is where we're at. What if the friend was killed in like retaliation? What if there were like little factions? And my friend like took a blade for me instead.
Ooh, juicy.
So I've got that guilt hanging
Yeah.
there. Which increases my medicine and my insight. My focus. This is it for our career, like our life events, right? Before. So
It's just the two. Yeah.
Okay, so to get the hobby in there, I think this friend was the one that she played ice hockey with a lot. So she keeps playing just to honor this friend.
Nice. Oh.
Hobby in there. Cool.
Beautiful. And then so values from those for you, Susie.
Oh, values.
So like challenging the superior to like kill them to go up a rank. Just for like, something about the career ladder. I don't know. Career ladder is paved in blood.
Oh,
ambition and something.
Yeah. The way forward is the path forward is bathed in blood or something like that.
Yeah.
Or about her ascent, yeah.
The way up. I'm trying to think of a kooky way of that whole like a way to a man's heart is through his stomach type situation. A way to the captain's chair is through the blood of your enemies. I don't know where I'm going with that.
The way to the captain's chair. Yeah, it's something I will
It's through a dagger to the chest.
Through a dagger, yeah.
Something like that. But then like, or maybe not necessarily the exact flip of that, but the thing about the death of a friend, that's gonna
yeah.
The way forward is paved with the bones of the fallen.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
So we're like kind of honoring the dead and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you gotta like sweeten the deal, even if like Kalis always said.
Kalis always said. Whenever you invoke one of your values, Susie, you've got to be like Kalis always said.
It's
like
Kalis always said.
It's like Ferengi characters and their rules of acquisition. Every value is just a rule of acquisition. That's incredible. Right. Cool. So that's your two sorted. So with that, I think we are on to finishing touches. Yeah, absolutely. So if you haven't filled in the last values, then have a think. You can fill them in either now or before next session. That's not a problem. I think it should mean that you have 4 values. I'm just doing that off of memory, but I did double check that. And then the There are a couple of final attributes I think you get actually. You can increase 2 attributes by 1 each, but you need to make sure that you don't have a single attribute above 12 or 11 in the case of, I think, Tom and Tim. Did you take young officer as well? Yeah. So 11 is the cap for you guys. Hopefully because I'm not following it through the character maker, hopefully that sorts it out for you. And then some disciplines, you get a couple of additional discipline points to spend as well. Disciplines can go to a maximum of 5. So please check that as well. And then it should give you your kind of like derived stats as well. So your stuff like your stress, your damage bonus is going to be equal to your security. So that's how many combat dice, challenge dice that you'll roll. You want to add some character details as well now. And we should talk a little bit about then kind of this is your career so far. So let's maybe kind of like gather back to kind of where we want to find these characters on the station, what they've been assigned to in terms of their role on the station, that kind of stuff, what departments they now find themselves in. And we can figure out ranks and stuff like that as well. And then we can make sure we've got any equipment that you guys should definitely have, so that you can go about your stuff on the station. Anissa, is that looking any different for civilian?
No, it all looks about the same.
Cool.
I have chosen for my last value the best hosts money can buy.
That's awesome. I like to think maybe because there are some like diplomatic suites. I think I want to check. I think the does the starbase have? No, okay, it has like advanced sick bays and a docking capacity as the thing. So it doesn't have like vast diplomatic suites, but it does have a series of them. I think maybe you've got one. I think maybe that like there is some like little deal going on maybe with like one of the Klingon ones, or maybe there's a kind of crooked Starfleet officer who's like giving you access to the, or maybe that's how you know Tim's character as well. Like Tim, you could be like giving Anita's character kind of like, you're taking a few slips of latinum for kind of letting her into like some of the diplomatic suites to like host parties and like get deals going and stuff like that, maybe.
I kind of like the idea that we had of like my character running the station like watering hole, like Quarks. So
Yeah.
Ekaz, as the name of the symbiont, Inor Eka is the name of my character.
Uh-huh.
And they're the business owner. They'll be like a go-between between if there's like if a Federation officer needs, I don't know, a dick tug on the sly, I can help get that to them. And I might be a little bit more flush with latinum than I let on. And I can help out getting ill-gotten goods without getting too much notice. But we've chose the Eka symbiont EKA, and they them are the pronouns for Inor.
Lovely. Absolutely, yeah.
And I've chosen merchant as the as my assignment.
Yeah.
Because those are a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got like, Eka's watering hole. They run that, but then they also kind of help run the station's, black market situation. Oh, this is going to be juicy. We're going to get some cool like Orion boys and stuff coming on doing things. It's going to be awesome. Okay, Tom. So where do we find him now?
So for our attributes, with 2 that I can do, I've put them in control and reason, which gives me 11 in control, daring, and reason. With fitness as 7, not very fit. Insight is 9, and my presence is 7 as well. I don't
okay, so kind of quiet, but
yeah, quiet person. Quite.
The 11's a good stats though.
For disciplines, I've put the additional discipline into con and science, which kind of made sense to me considering his thing through Starfleet Academy, and into also the con with what happened in his early thing with Elm. and his interests as well. I think he took an interest in piloting things now as well.
Yeah.
As more like a hobby rather than an actual kind of like profession, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what final value to do. I'll have to have a think about that because I want it to connect to the danger that he saw, so that how that changed him. So unfortunately, I don't know about that just yet. Inward name, he's going to be called Cornelius Harvey, but people only ever call him Harvey because he hates his first name. So that sort of thing. He is he, him. And he will be a lieutenant junior grade.
Nice. So you were looking at like a chief engineer or something like that, or you were looking at engineering, weren't you?
I was looking at engineering. I don't know if an engineer lieutenant junior grade can be classed as a chief engineer.
So I have a suggestion. So the station's big enough, and it has one of those kind of like Starbase, big docking doors that open up, and it's like kind of parts of it are hollow in the inside, right? So several of those are having to be coordinated by what I assume is canon, but what the book calls flight bosses. So you're one of the people that like schedules the different ships coming in and out, is having to kind of oversee what vessels are coming in and out. The fact that like you're, have this affinity to freighters and to freighter crews as well could really play into that. So, and you've also then there's some, we don't have to establish it as already happened like now, but then there's some lovely connections that you could possibly make with Nora Ecker as well, with the whole like black market situation. Maybe you're being asked to kind of look into it or something like that there's stuff going in and out of the station. You're one of the people responsible for making sure that ships are all on time, scheduled, and all that kind of stuff. You're in the like flight control tower half the time, that kind of thing. So that could work. I think that could work really well. Awesome.
I like doing that.
You're a flight boss.
Yeah.
We'll give you a like random section designation and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Section docking section A or something. I don't know. Something like that. Awesome. Tim, where do we find the character now?
So I've got diplomatic attaché. Figured that was the best way to go with it. Civilian from the diplomatic corps. I'm going to keep a rank because I think it makes a little bit of sense going sort of through Starfleet, but not really being Starfleet. And then my last value I took was making the best of the not best. So it's like, it's not the best, but I'm making the best of the not best. And
I can really see how that would apply as well, like to different situations.
Yeah, and then my name is Oshran Shakoras.
Love it. Ooh. Yeah,
also,
I think we're going to have
want to be down in the Targ pits betting with Susie character. Like 100%. I love the idea that I'm like friends down there because I shouldn't be, and that just makes it even better to be down there. Plus, it's probably
going to be like so much more of a almost lower decks style game than I really thought it was going to be. I'm going to be really interested to see how I kind of get your different characters in on the kind of like like main quest line, and then kind of things happening around the station as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to invent some kind of like middle management between like Admiral Hebert and General Kargan to like you guys as well. I think there's going to be different levels to play at, which is going to be really cool. And I'm really interested to see how the ambassador angle comes out in play as well. I'm going to have a look at like what mission briefs I can throw in. But I think there's lots of juice for the ambassador stuff as well, because there's like new species to kind of welcome or meet and make first contact with and stuff like that. So that will be really cool for sure. Awesome. And Susie, where do we find you now?
So I upped with my attributes, my daring and my presence. So I'm pretty much 9s, 110, 111, and 1-8.
Okay.
Being
Good
sort of
spread.
like mid. With the heaviest being presence. So she's a very like she's very captainy, not captainy, like commanding sort of presence.
Yeah, but that makes so much more sense with like the way she's climbed up the ladder and stuff. Like she's made herself known. I love that.
Yeah, and I love the idea that being like the youngest kid of 6, like she's had to yell her whole
That's
life to
really
be
cool.
heard. So she's like,
Yeah,
she's got permanent youngest child syndrome. My disciplines, command 1, con 4, engineering 3, security 4, science 1, medicine 3. So my initial idea was like head of ops. So I'm a bit of everything that happens in the ops department. I think I lean a little bit more on security, so maybe I'm a bit more active in the security side of ops.
Yep.
Than the engineering, and maybe I let the engineers, like I lean on them a bit more for their own knowledge rather than my personal knowledge. But I'm the one that everyone comes to, is like, this is broken, can we put an amendment request for this?
Yeah.
So there's that. Her final value is gonna be spit and tape. There's nothing that can't be fixed with a bit of spit or tape. She's a very hands-on sort of like practical person. And my talent I chose was, I've lost it. Good. It was second wind. So because of her history of staying up for a long time, she can stay up for longer. She's got more endurance than your average bear.
Nice. That's so cool.
So you could do this all day.
Do this all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really going to enjoy the Klingon Federation interplay going on. Like Tim mentioned, although maybe not knowingly, there's a counterpart to most like roles on the station. There's like a Klingon and a Starfleet on each side for each thing. So remind me again.
Tim knew.
Oh, okay, you knew.
Definitely baiting that. So yeah, 100% knew that one.
Perfect. Awesome. I can't wait. Can play into all of that stuff. And so Susie, remind me. So are you now? Is there officer exchange stuff going on?
Yeah, I am. Oh, I imagine because of the whole kerfuffle with her killing a commanding officer, then her friend getting killed. The Klingon Defense Force was like, we need to just move her off for a little bit so things calm down and we don't have all our officers killing each other over this. So maybe they've shunted me off to Starfleet for this to get me away for a little bit, and then I ended up on a station that's got Klingons on it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they wanted to keep an eye on you.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm like a troublemaker in their eyes. I don't know. My mother's house will surely be happy.
Yeah. What is your house?
I've got a
you Game of Thrones has ruined you now. It's all houses now. It's just
it's all houses all the way down.
Yeah.
I needed like a really Klingon-y sounding name. Oh, my character's name is Burrell, by the way, but people call her Rel. Like,
okay, nice.
That's her Klingon name.
Does she have any human names? Like
she does.
Like a middle name style thing? Nice.
Yeah, it's Josephine Juliet or JJ.
Oh.
So she's like this massive Klingon woman. She's called Josephine.
Yeah.
How about House Trend?
Trend? Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Or House Ortrog.
Ortrog. I'll take that one. Susie,
Ortrog?
you can take
Tren.
Tren. Or pick one and I'll take the other one.
I'll take Tren.
Cool.
Keep going with me.
Tren versus Ortrog. So I reckon, and here's where I start conspiring, right? So I reckon that if you're Tren, the superior officer you killed was Ortrog, and now beef. The Ortrogs now have beef.
I like it.
Yeah. So they got a little eye on you.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Bring it.
Cool. That's so cool. All right, some other little finishing touches. Besides, like, I will assume that you basically have the equipment you need in a narrative situation to just do the basic stuff you need to do. Communicate, fire a phaser, basic phasers like Type 2 phaser, stuff like that. Disrupt a pistol. Susie, you've probably got a couple of dark tag daggers on you. But if you want something like a Betleth or something, you're going to have to pay some threat to escalate the situation to then have that thing nearby or with you. But is there any other like big traits or anything, I guess, that you feel like that would make sense for your character to have and you would like to grab? Like, I think we could basically make your Anissa, your bar like a trait for you effectively. So in your traits part, even though you probably just have the species, you probably also got joined as a trait as well.
I've got
if you want to just name your bar, if you just want to name your bar as well, or your establishment, whatever you want to kind of make it into, you could, if you're on the station, you're around that area, you could evoke that trait to say, okay, well, I want to make this task more easy for me because I can take them to the bar and I can schmooze them and this, that, and the other. So that's like something that you've got.
We're going to call it Ekka's Place.
Ekka's Place. That's so cute. Legit one to go. There are also the roles that you get also give you certain basically talents. I just wanted to double because they're in the player's guide a little bit more. I just wanted to double check them. Maybe I've skipped a far too.
Merchant, once per adventure, I can waive the opportunity cost on up to 3 items of equipment being acquired by other player characters. It does add threat for each item. Oh, we lost him again.
We lost him again. He'll be back in a second. I know he will. Yeah, so that's great. So if Susie needs a batleth,
I can get you a batleth.
I
got a batleth guy. What length do you want?
One
do you want
fell
standard
off a freighter last week,
configuration, or do you want reverse grip? What do you want? Listen, I got.
I'm not going to get into the details of batleth combat just yet. Yeah, perfect new character roles. Here we go. Yeah, nice. And it was merchant. Amazing.
Basically, this character is a threat generation machine.
Yeah, I love that.
So I enjoy this gift that I gave to you, GM.
When we were playing Act and Cthulhu, I think we weren't below like 20 threat at any given point, I think, were we, Susie? It just got piled on. It just
got worse and worse.
I feel like I've got a group that know the momentum. I'm looking forward to it. Basically, Tom, if you want the roller coaster to go faster, you give me threat. If you want a chill, spandex episode, don't give it.
Okay.
Impossible.
A lot of people
give all the threat.
Yeah, basically. If you want juicy fruits, give me the threat.
Keep pushing that button.
Tom, we are coming to you actually. So hang on, you're a flight boss.
Actual builder, there doesn't seem to be anything that's kind of like flight boss, because I wanted to keep the engineering side of it, because at heart he is an engineer. But obviously the flight is kind of like a dual thing that he probably does shifts in engineering, like keeping the station running, helping out freighters, but at the same time also, because it's probably, you don't, it's a mix up of kind of thing. I did have an idea of having something that could fit more into a hobby kind of area, but it's quite big. Could he, because he is in the flight phase and he knows what's in every hangar, where everything is and stuff like in his section, could he potentially have this banged up old freighter that he's working on in private? That's kind of unregistered. He got it like really dirt cheap. It barely functions, but in his spare time he just goes there to try and and it's probably like the same configuration of his parent ship, maybe slightly older or something. And he kind of just goes there and tinkers with it to try and get it working. Yeah, if that's something I could have.
Yeah, I like it. Perfect. You got to give it a name. You got to paint it on the side of it.
I probably will give it a
all
name
that
and stuff. It's unnamed at the moment because it's not ready to fly. It needs to be ready to fly before it does that. But yeah, what I really would like to do is see what the event gives and see if I can come up with a name depending on what happens in character. Maybe that'll be
cool.
We'll see.
Also, a really cool location, like little clandestine meeting.
Well, that's what I was thinking, and I thought it was very important that it's an unregistered freighter.
Yeah.
Just leaving it there, just like ideas.
And cobbled together by like 3 different freighters that have passed by.
Yes.
And have started just like leaving bits of them behind.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like maybe when he would go into an old freighter and they had to replace a certain part or something that was damaged, and regulations indicate they need a brand new one, but I can jury rig it to this freighter that I'm working on.
Oh my God, did you see in chat somebody's asking if Anita sold Tom the freighter? Did Anita's character sell Tom's character the freighter?
I mean,
I could also be the person that helps get you parts.
Yeah.
If it's an older freighter, some of them might be out of model, and I might know a salvage person that can.
Yeah, I'd like it if you found me like that ship that and I just maybe it was like an old banger of a thing that you thought you'd never sound like, and you just fell in love with it because it was.
Listen, I got this sitting in my docking area. It's scrap. I mean, I was just gonna junk it and like break it down for replicated parts. But if you want it, I'd give it to you for a song.
Yeah.
You're already conspiring with each other.
I love this.
Yeah, me too. This is good. Very, very exciting. Tim, any we've got the player's guide gives us a little kind of like, again, a kind of talent thing for the ambassador here. So you get an additional trait. So it's X, whatever that is, ambassador. So this would be like Federation ambassador, or would it be more specialized?
No, I like the idea of Federation ambassador.
Cool, perfect. So
you get that's going in my traits.
Yeah, so you get one of those, and we can invoke it to let you do something or make your life easier at some point when you're kind of like testing a task or something.
Nice. Is that the same as the diplomatic corps one that I took? I already have 2 traits. So should I have 2 or 3?
You can have a couple. The first trait should be your species, and then you can have additional ones depending on what happens then. Nice. Yeah, that represents your kind of rights and privileges as an ambassador. So like, depending on what the treaties and stuff, I know this because of like spy game things, but like, you can't obviously like be maybe arrested for a crime. You can only be like extradited. You can only be like expelled as an ambassador, which could, in a kind of like prime directive-y way, maybe work in your favor, I guess. If you need to like do something dodgy and then you just get thrown out.
Can't get me. I would never do something dodgy. Never.
Perfect.
Echoed. I got you. So I changed one of my focuses. You said you wanted a hobby. I added in surfing because it's the most not winter thing I could think of. So I am a surfing Andorian. That is my free time. And then I adapted the martial arts, or I put Federation martial arts instead of boxing because it just vibe better.
Yeah, no, that's cool. What was that weird like pugil stick thing that Riker did?
I was just the what was it called with the blindfolds? You can't see each other. And
come on, chat. You know this. There were some.
Not Parisi squares. That's different.
Why is that in my head? Why is that in my head? Like, I didn't even have to look that up, guys. That just popped in. I was like, it's not Parisi squares, it's Ambujitsu. Like, it just instantly. Like, What
It
did
was
I
always
lose?
there.
What memory was replaced so that I had that in my head? That's what I worry about.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's too true. But yeah, it needs to be something quirky like that, right?
So that's the one I go with, Ambo Jitsu? All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I am seeing
All
some
right.
holodeck episodes as well here for sure.
I mean, I gotta get my surf on. You know
Yep.
that I go to. I've got like a standing timeshare in Rise.
Yeah, I could see that too. That's amazing. And Susie, does it give you a bunch of stuff that are Klingon that are KDF specific, or now you're making the switch over? Do we want to give you some Starfleet stuff?
Yeah, I don't really get much here. I can choose like my rank and things like that, but I don't have anything extra. In terms of like thing that she might have, I don't know. I was thinking, I think she has a pet Targ on the station.
Yeah.
I think she's claimed one of the Targs, and the Targ pet is hers.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's breeding and babying that thing, training it to be the meanest little Targ that's ever targed.
Reading it too. Pedigree Targs.
Listen,
Targ bloodlines are important.
It's a family tradition. They ain't got no like backwater Targs for my family's farm. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So in terms of Klingon ranks, that are then like reflected in Starfleet. So if you go for something like a lieutenant or a lieutenant junior grade or a lieutenant commander, that is basically all lieutenant for the Klingons. So they could 1 for 1 have like transferred you over.
I've got 3 options to me here. I've got the sergeant, the bow, corporal, dar, and the beck, which is like your grunt.
Oh, so you're down there. Okay, so Starfleet have given you the chief petty officer thing. It's not even a commissioned title.
It's fine.
No, but now you can be chief.
Yeah, I'm chief. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. I'll be a chief petty officer. Oh my God, I'm Klingon Miles.
Klingon Miles, yes, you are. Except not, obviously, because no, he was quite fighty. He served in the Cardassian War and stuff. Yeah. Maybe you are just Klingon Miles O'Brien.
Like, give me a week and she'll have had enough. As much as Miles has enough within a week of being on DS9, I'll be just there in the Galleria with my Ractigino.
Yeah. Oh, there are so many Ractigino shops, by the way. I can imagine her as well, having been on the station for a little while, maybe at least a couple of years, and being kind of sick of it, already.
Yeah, she used to travel all over. Like she was an active soldier, and now she's just posted up on a station dealing with paperwork most of the time.
Basically in IT.
Just hello, ops, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, we should give you some Starfleet equipment like communicator, phaser type 2, that stuff.
She also has, and this is just for me, she has a puck for her ice hockey love. 2024 Canadian Montreal Canadiens Stanley Cup winning puck. If I say it's gonna happen, I have to manifest it.
Okay.
The Stanley Cup is still around in this time frame. Oh my God.
No, it's not antique. It's from before the war.
It's from 2024.
Yeah, 2024
okay,
next year.
Okay.
Abs, telling you.
That's the real goal of the campaign, is to manifest that win for them. It's really what it's all about, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That concludes the character creation portion. So we'll wrap up, and next week we'll have a proper season premiere style stepping foot on the station of DS9. I think, Tom, you're going to open us up with you arriving on the station, I think. And then let's build in that building a freighter situation, I think. But that that immediate like transfer, and you having been fresh on the station is a great way, I think, to like open it up. Because I think everyone else has been here a little while. I think it's characters for sure, so that makes some sense. I can work with that. Plus, if your character doesn't like spatial anomalies, oh boy, have I got a campaign for you. So that's going to be fun. You learning about what's wrong with this sector of space as you arrive here. So yeah. So if you're with us, thanks very much for joining us. We're going to be playing this every Tuesday, same time, and we're going to be running through the beginnings of the Shackleton Expanse campaign, intermixed with some mission briefs and some one-shots, maybe as a kind of episode of the week style thing. Don't worry if you miss one, because our aim is to do an episode in a typical style like every session, and we'll just do a nice tight 2 hours as well, so it's not a massive commitment for people. So let's go around, let me know what you're most excited about, and also all that kind of where we can find you on the internet style goodness. So let's go around. Let's start as usual with Anita. What are you most excited about with the character?
I'm excited to play a character that's this morally gray. I haven't actually played a character that's like this kind of morally ambiguous before. Are they a villain? Are they not a villain? Are they helpful? I'm very excited to explore that sort of dynamic and see where they fit in on this station as sort of a go-between for the Federation and for the Klingons. Yeah, I'm really excited to dig into that juicy adventure. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, what are you up to? Where can we find you?
Yeah, so I am Anita, otherwise known as Panita or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online at one of those places. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. On Fridays, you can find me GMing my own Star Trek Adventures game, The Lost Frontier, which is it's set in the Typhon Expanse, which is has a series of temporal anomalies. It's a little bit weird. We're kind of doing a season 3 of Picard kind of deal. So our old crew is coming. Sunsetting on their way out as this new crew is sort of coming up through the ranks. It's exciting. And Thursdays, for the next couple weeks, you can find me over on Cyberpunk Uncensored for Flight Beyond the Veil, which is another Star Trek Adventures game, because this is apparently becoming my signature system. I play a captain there, Mira Drell. And Saturday, because we're on our little vacation, my partner Noir and I RPG talk show called Morning Ritual. We just did our 100th episode that weekend, which our sob cut is up on Twitch, which is our reactions to it. But if you want to watch it without us crying every 30 seconds, it is up on YouTube without. It's a fun time. You should check it out. And there's other places you can find me. That's it for now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Tom, what are you most excited about?
Probably breaking the rules. Sequence. Someone in Starfleet. I'm really excited to see this naive, wide-eyed, open, be corrupted by everyone else in this party. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited for the unknown. I haven't played this system before, so I'm really excited to, like I said, just about the unknown of the actual system, or the characters, the story. Hell, I haven't even played a TTRPG in the Star Trek universe, so that's new to me as well. So it's going to be fascinating to do it. Yeah.
And where can we find you?
Myself, I'm Hotflakes Tom on Twitter. That's the main place you can find me. I don't really do anything else, not really. I used to stream a bit, but not so much anymore. However, I am on another Twitch show called Blood and Sand, which is on Follow Black Cats, which the lovely Susie DMs, and my buddy Cop Samantha in our little thing that we're doing together, which is fantastic. We just raided a Valerian, an actual Valerian ship that went well. Nothing went wrong. No sailors died.
No, smooth. It was good. Good operation.
Totally smooth. Not a single problem. But that's essentially where you can find me. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. Tim, what are you most excited about?
So I'm excited in being in my own computer. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited to play. This is the first game I've actually played in because I'm a forever DM doing it as a job, right? So this is the first game I've played in 4 months, and the first campaign I've played in 7 years. I'm actually really excited to play a non-NPC so yeah, that's that. As far as where you can find me, the gmtim.ca is my website. I'm finally getting good at doing a blog, and I have a Instagram that primarily that's the only social media that I use for the GMTM because this is a visual medium and a talking medium, and Twitter didn't match my vibe anymore. So, and then, I mean, I still have seats available for my second Castle event, so November 10th to 14th. Feel free to come play with me at D&D in a Castle, and pre-sign up for next year's D20 cruise. At event cruise is pretty crazy. Going out of Orlando, I think, next year. If it's still there, we'll see. I don't know. It's Florida, who knows? So that's me.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. And Susie, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to being a very by-the-books officer who breaks no rules and upholds the moral and structural integrity of the station at all times.
It's amazing that you as the Klingon has that vibe, and I really hope that's the vibe, because that's going to be fucking awesome.
I absolutely will not be challenging any authority at any point, so don't worry, Sam. I've never, it's not something I do. But no, I'm very much looking forward to just meeting everyone's characters and having a good time. I've been watching Deep Space Nine. It's my husband's first time through, so I'm looking forward to just like living it as well as watching it. So
yeah, me too. Where can we find you?
You can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. That's Susanna with 1 N, not 2. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. I play mainly first-person shooter games and the odd bit of Crusader Kings. So if you want to see me miss every single shot in Valorant and see me get assassinated by my friends, you can do that over at my Twitch channel. I also on Thursdays, like Tom said, I am the GM of Blood and Sand, which is a Game of Thrones campaign. It's set during the conquest of Dawn by Nymeria, where Samantha over here and Tom play members of a Rhoynar house settled in Dawn, with all the joys that follow there. Other than that, just follow me on Twitter for what I'm up to at any time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I am looking forward to all of the cool conspiracies that I'm already planning and plotting to weave into each session's mission. But as for me, you can find me around the internet at RPG Webby. That's Twitter, not Twitch. For Twitch, it's Follow Black Cats for Black Cats Gaming. But I'm like Instagram and TikTok as well, bizarrely, although I've not done much of that. And yeah, like Susie said, on the Black Cats Gaming channel, follow Black Cats. We are currently playing on a Thursdays. We're playing kind of a peer pressure. We peer pressured Susie into running for us after our long form campaign after the fire finished up. So now we're playing in Dawn, and we're all in like maybe on par in terms of morality than this little gaggle of Federation-y and Klingon-y people. So yeah, it's good times. And I'm also the head of brand at Modiphius Entertainment, and we're going to be doing more actual play streams coming up over the next few months. So this is the first where we're doing the Shackleton Expanse campaign, and you can go over and grab the Shackleton Expanse campaign, the core rulebook, and all those good things you need to play over at modiphius.net or modiphius.us if you want a US specific web store. And then we're going to be doing a Fallout stream as well of Winter of Atom campaign book when that comes out very shortly. And then you'll see more streams from us as well over the coming months. So check back here on the Tuesdays, 8 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Pacific for this show, if you want to keep up with Narendra Station and these very morally questionable officers and affiliates. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.